If you're doing laying leg curls and you're feeling the strain in your lower back, or just finishing the set without actually feeling your hamstrings, you're missing the primary function of the movement. What you're about to see is a deep dive clip from yesterday's live stream where I break down the anatomy of this exercise. From the exact pad alignment to how you should be loading the muscle. If you ever want your own lifts dissected like this, make sure to submit your footage to the Discord community. Let's get into mechanics. Because the one I want to look at most is this one. I've been thinking about this exercise all day today. And curious how you did it. I intentionally didn't watch it. Maybe. Let me watch it again. I don't think you got it. I think you're close. You had the right idea. Yeah, you're a fraction too late. So I had such high hopes for you here. We had this line, you were all set. When you come down here, if you stay in a straight line the whole way, the weight will load for you, right? But instead, you make the mistake of bending at the hip. If you would have just stayed straight the whole way, the weight would have come up a couple inches and you would have been loaded. Instead, now you're down and you kind of pick it up off the thing at the very last second. We'll see how that affects your form. But ideally, we want you to access... Oh, crap. We want you to access around that green line, right at the hip. So it's just tilting into it at the hip to load the hamstring here. So let's draw this and go from here. So your back didn't come up, which is a good thing. So we can cancel that arrow. You went the other way though. We went this way instead with the butt contracting up. So you're still getting the back flexion. You just didn't, your back didn't come up when you did it. Instead, if we clear this, you've got this line and the back flexing is actually arching more. So instead, you're coming up in this direction, which is why your hips are rotating into your back, which is essentially, if you, let me switch things again. So if this is your vertebrae, when your back flexes like that, you're going like this, right? You've got that weird extra flexion, which obviously here you could feel some back discomfort because you're going to be bone on bone there. So if you feel lower back discomfort doing this, you know you didn't load the muscle properly. So getting a lot of hip rotation there in this direction. Where can I draw a line for you? Here? So if these are your hips, Watch it go around the hip, and your butt's way up in the air now. And now you're on like this angle. Maybe not quite. Maybe that angle. So this is all a result of the loading the muscle at the beginning. So this one, we struggled with this on the single leg curl. This should be easier with the double leg curl because you can just lean into it and kind of fall into it naturally. Let's bring up the second one. So when we're talking about this loading again, it's going to be before you grab the handles. Like clearly you're not going to be able to reach the handles from here. Also, be really careful that this isn't too high as well. We want this right above the heel. We don't want it on the calf. It's hard to tell from my angle. You'll have to feel that out on your own, but that's what we're looking for. So from here, you're in a good spot. This is the line we're looking for to start. We want you to hinge around this bend in the bench and let the weight come up just a little bit. You're going to bend a little bit at the hip, so you can't stay perfectly straight, but you should be trying to. And just hinge around that point on the bench, and you'll drop right into position. The muscle will be loaded, and then really focus on everything staying strictly on the hamstrings. Instead here, you lay down and then try and engage the hamstrings, and it's already too late. If we start with your hip position is a little more vertical this time, which is fine if you were loaded, but watch this, actually, let's draw the line here. So that's your start position. And now you're like here. The line's a little too drastic. The red one's a little too drastic. It's not that much. Stop looking at the camera. And if I want to be really picky, your feet are flexed as well. So try and remember, relax your feet. You had the same problem in the single leg curls where you were getting like calf cramps. Remember that here, because we really want the feet relaxed and everything rotating into the hamstring instead of your calves flexed, your arms flexed, your face flexed, and your back flexed, and dodging your hamstrings. You're still hitting them, but you could get a lot more out of this if you loaded the muscle and relaxed the rest of your body. I have another pointer I'm going to give you now. Don't worry about it too much until we get the loading dialed in. But once you've got the load dialed in, if we bring this back, pause it right here. So once we have the load dialed in, what I would actually like is as you go down, or sorry, as your legs go down or as the weight goes down, I want your upper body to shift up just a tiny bit. This has got to be very minimal. It's only an inch or two, but think of it the same way as your lat pull down. When you come up with your lat pull down, your shoulders absorb here, Let me switch this for you again. When you're up, we don't keep the shoulder retracted. We let those shoulders reach up and extend forward. That's the same sort of thing with your upper body here. We want the upper body just to come up a fraction, maybe 2-3 inches, to absorb that weight at the bottom. And then as you come back down, your body can go back down again. So let me see if I can illustrate that for you. So currently, we're here-ish. And then at the bottom, obviously, this is going to be the same. Then you've got this. But this one, we maybe want up here, like that. Just a little bit. Just that little bit of an extra hinge to try and absorb that. That impact at the bottom. Because when you come down, if I draw this, when you're coming down in this direction, stopping that weight is a lot of pressure. And you don't want that, you don't want to like strain something on the way down. You want just a little absorption just to kind of soften the blow at the bottom as you change directions. But that's it. Otherwise, it looks really good. Those are the two things that I would be worried about, is the loading and then trying to absorb a little bit of that blow, because your upper body is super stationary. And you keep looking at the camera for some reason. Hopefully there's a cute girl over there. Don't tell your wife. Oh yeah, and your foot position. Try and keep your feet relaxed as well. And there we go. If you're still having trouble dialing in your form, or if you've got specific joint limitations holding you back, head over to the Discord to submit your own training clips for a breakdown. That's where we handle the real-time coaching and dive into the science behind your programming. Don't forget to subscribe for more biomechanical deep dives. I'll see you in the next one.